family.
Okay.
We traded some stuff, and then we went away to camp for the night, and we were heading somewhere. I don't remember where we were heading though.
Well, we camped on the beach for the night. We'd set up camp on the beach for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that got us all back up to full hit points, I think, for the overnight.
Yes.
Unless, oh no, we set up camp. We don't know if we got through the night yet.
No, was it last week? 613. There were bandits. Oh, that's why.
Oh, I like that. We heard bandits, guys.
What was it?
Well, we had burnt out that farmhouse and the outhouse, and
That was before we went to the beach, though.
yeah, that was before the beach.
Oh, that's
and you're baking fish for us for the night. And
okay.
we're looking for some sort of fruit to put in some sort of pastry.
Yeah, I only got 14 turnovers left, so we got to find some more baking good.
Okay. So. Come on.
That's right. I remember something about a drum. I don't know if Jamaican. Did you know what a Jamaican was?
Like a steel drum?
Well,
Yeah, that's yeah, man.
You be jamming, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. Ah, the pizza man.
So,
If anybody remembers that commercial. I'm the pizza man.
50. Nickel held 150. Okay. If we did 150 last time, which makes sense because I was looking through that. So then what happened is that Xanatar is 3rd level. Krista is 3rd level. Jet Li is 2nd level. Doug is still 1st level.
is 900 points
And
4th level?
So John is 2nd level. No, 4th level is 2,700. 3rd level is 900 points.
Okay, I only have 870 points. I'm 30 points shy of that.
No, I'm seeing you at 1,020.
That's what I thought I would have had if I had not taken the points that you said I didn't have off last week.
Okay, I'm whatever.
Wait,
Okay, well, if I'm at 3rd level, I didn't prepare for 3rd level, so I'll just prepare as we go along.
Sort of like
For my character, Penladan Moonstone.
Penladan Moonstone Dan is at 2nd level with 800 experience points.
Thank you.
Okay. Can you tell me the number that
You didn't game last week, right? Yeah, because it was 6:30.
Yeah, I was coming from a family reunion.
Yeah, that's right. So there we go. New
Xanatar?
Xanatar. Okay, 1 second. Xanatar is got 1,020 and is 3rd level.
Sweet.
Okay.
Okay, so I have 1,020, right?
Yeah.
What is
Okay.
I'm 2nd, but how many do I have?
Oh. Okay. 1 second. I'll keep this. We'll tell you. Okay. Let's do this. That way you can answer all the questions while I finish up doing a couple of things. There we go. So now that should list all the characters, and so you can see where we are. So now then, I just got to make sure I get my other sheet
250.
here. So let me start. So I got Benjamin Smith. A values. Okay. There's that. And then I've got, who's that? Cornelius Jones has got Doug. I'm just trying to, I apologize. I'm a little bit scatterbrained tonight for whatever reason.
Quite okay.
What? I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, so it's quite okay.
And yes, I didn't get a chance to really prepare for this one, so we'll figure out where we're going. This will be Michael Sajan and values. Okay, and then Noah with Xanatar. There we go. And
William said he would not be able to join tonight.
okay. So, Tintrum down on the beach. Wait, I'm a druid, not a bard. Okay. Let's see what's this. Evening, folks. Is not for this world and is busy. Lies here next to me. He can't move. He's at a. Oh, this is the poor animal that's next to you. Okay.
Yeah, it's just why the noise. That's why I'm keeping myself muted as far as I can.
Okay. Xanatar the Feeble. Okay, so let me get. Oh, come on. Sometimes when you try and do something and then Windows says, oh, I'm going to change the menu while you're clicking, so you can't. And it picks, of course, a network drive so that you change things. So then the network is slow and just okay. Irritation. Tiglath Adventures 5e, and this is the 20th. So, all right. So let me stop sharing. Then we get back. So, okay, this is going, I can close that down. I've got this up here. I've got this here. So last week you were on the beach. Okay. So, okay. So what happens is you were on the beach talking with, was it Malon was the one that you were talking with? Or was this, because I don't remember. No, okay. Yes, you were talking with Malon, who was the guy you were trying to exchange some whiskey with, right? And he told you you were asking about someone with a place to stay or something like that?
Yeah, and he recommended we just camped out.
No, but he said that down the way was Ranella, the widow, has a large home.
Oh yeah.
He said that you camped out on the beach because you were yes, you camped out on the beach, but there was let me pull up where we're at. Because oh, where are we? I'm I'm totally scatterbrained right now. And is that it? No. Okay. Okay, so there we go. So, 1607. Okay. So, where you were, and I can't. So, anybody want to tell me why you're here, and what are you? Because every time I try and tell you where, give you some hints, you seem to ignore them. So, tell me why we're here. Does anybody remember?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we heard like the Tronoliths or something like that coming after we burnt down that farmhouse, and this was fleeing in the direction away from them.
Okay. Yes, and you talked with Malon, and his was the one who was interested in, I believe it was alcohol that you were providing him, and you traded for some.
He just wanted a drink,
Yeah.
just like the shot.
Yeah.
So they shared that with him, and then I traded him like 6 apple turnovers for a nice fish.
And then we went down to the beach to sit and eat and spend the night.
Yeah, have a little beach fire.
Hmm.
Okay.
Play the guitar. Sing some songs.
Sleep, regain all those points we lost.
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
Roast some clam.
Okay. So yes, you were on the beach. Oh, that's right. And in the middle of the night, you saw something large out on the ocean sailing by. Do you remember that?
I think only one person saw that.
Okay.
Yeah, I do remember hearing.
That was Xanatar. I was kicking back on the beach watching it, but I have no idea what kind of huge monster that was. Never seen one before.
Okay. So, where you'd heard that I remember you asked if there was some place where you could stay, and you heard a little bit farther north there was Ranella, the widow, had some extras, because I remember you were asking about someone to some place to stay, or someplace, or how did you word that? Do you remember?
Yeah, we were just looking if there was a rooming house or somebody that would take us in, but that was too far away, so we just went to the beach and slept instead.
Okay, so it's now morning. You're you wake up on the beach, and so what are you doing? Tell me what's going on.
Breaking our fast, probably.
Okay,
Yep,
having
breaking our
some of
fast.
the, I think it was sea bass that you traded for.
That's what we hoped for.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was
Go- Going through our martial moves, stretching our muscles, being ready for combat at a moment's notice.
Taking my 15 minutes to sit and refresh my memory on all these spells.
going up the beach behind a tree, relieving ourselves.
Yep, that too.
Okay, so yeah, all right. So this is grassland and such. So you're here. So what direction are you going? Sorry, hiccups.
I say we make way to the old woman's house.
You know that there's a little bit to the
I'm okay with
north.
that.
There's a little bit to the north at the edge of this hex. It wasn't that far, but it was farther than you wanted to go at that late in the day. Is Ranella the widow? She has a large 2-story home. That's what you know that she should have. a bit of room because you were looking for somebody who was looking for some borders or something, I guess, was there? Tell me, what is that?
That's what we worded the question as, but now we're refreshed in that. So really, I guess we're heading towards her house for provisions, or I'm not really sure why we're going to her place. Maybe because she's there.
Yeah, okay. So
You mentioned she was kind of wealthy.
Yeah, I'd like to use the word inheritance.
Yeah.
Whether we're in her will or not.
okay. Okay, so you want inheritance. What do you mean by inheritance?
Well, that's kind of hard to put a finger on. I mean, we'll know it when we see her assets. No, I'm just saying. I'm actually thinking like old widow, old home. There's probably going to be some ghosts or something.
Might even be some stuff we can relieve her of if she doesn't want it anymore.
Okay, so you're heading
We'll
up.
get Doug to make her a good meal.
You're heading up the coast, I guess, is the way to describe it. Up the coast. Okay. So, as you come up the coast, you come to, as you're coming along, you do as you walk a few. It's about I think it was about 2 miles up to Ranella's home. You actually see it as you approach. It's a large 2-story. I guess what you would say is home, sort of, a bit larger than you would normally expect for an individual. On it, you see the what is it? It's called the widow's. It's a
Widow's Walk.
a widow's walk out. Yeah. Okay. I knew I knew there was a phrase that is there on the house where you could see, because you knew that Ranella, her husband, had been a fisherman and then had passed away. So she had the widow's, obviously when he was alive, she would watch for his boat to return, and something had offed offed him. You'd heard that he had never returned. So you see this large home. It's a little bit run down, as you would. It's set back far enough away above, where far a ways back from high tide, where a high tide would come up, but it is built there that they'd built far enough back that they were on more standard ground as opposed to beachfront, but you're still in a out on we're on the peninsula of Pinge, and so you are, you're not very high above sea level, but it does seem to be built. The building is well. You can tell that it was fairly strong. It was designed to withstand, maybe even possibly a hurricane. It was built for that, but it's a bit run down. Seems to be a variable with influence on average life expectancy. Being married and living by the beach seems to be variable with a large influence on average life expectancy in Tiglath.
Yeah, meaning that if you're a male who's married and lives by the beach, your average life expectancy is like 30.
Well, what is it? It's not quite as bad as what is it? The Dangerous Catch, where if you've ever never really oh frog, never really watched. I've seen some of it, but I mean, the fisherman, the Widow's Walk is an architectural feature that was on homes for them to because going out fishing, sometimes things happened when you went out fishing. And particularly when there's larger things out there in the ocean than just sharks and killer whales and things like that. Finished room over garage. Okay. So you come up to the home and you see sitting on the porch is a man, maybe in his, you would estimate, in his 20s. He's maybe late 20s. He's not. He's sitting on the porch, just in a chair, looking out at the beach. He's not very. His appearance is a little nondescript, but he's not really. It's a bit slothful. I mean, he's not really.
Is he wearing a uniform? Can we tell?
No. He's just sitting there on the beach, and
On the beach or on the deck?
no. He's sitting. She's got a porch. There's a porch, and he's sitting on the beach, and he sees you, and he gets up slowly and sort of stretches and watches you walk up and says, "What can I do for you?"
Well met, friend. We flee from an invading army and have been driven north. Might we find refuge in your domicile?
He scratches a bit and says, "Not my domicile. You'll have to talk to Brunella." Says, "I'm just here watching, spending a little bit of time by the beach." Says, "I'll go get her." And he slowly walks into the large structure, and short time later you see she is late middle age, maybe in her late 30s. Her appearance is she's immaculately clean. She comes out and says, "Oh, what? We've got visitors." He says, "Venu told me that somebody was out here." He says, "Can I help you?" And behind her is this the guy that you first met, and he comes back and sits back down in the chair and just sits and stares out of the water.
We've come north as our homes were destroyed by an invading army. We're seeking refuge as well as work.
Jesus. Well, there's it says refuge. It says, "Well, I do have some spare rooms that you could rent. It's been kind of lonely in this part of since my husband passed away. It's so I can rent you out I can give you a room and breakfast for about a silver apiece, or a silver per room apiece." How many rooms did you want? I've got a few.
Do we want to stay here? It's early morning, guys.
And she says, as far as work, I mean, uh, I do need a few things. He says, uh, what kind of work are you looking for? And she says, and it's terrible to hear about about an invading army. It says, yeah, I've heard stories about things going on in town and such, and see some funny things out on the, it says, out on the ocean, and see some, hear funny noises off in the distance, but it's been relatively quiet around here.
Didn't we hear from the other guy, the Malon? Didn't we hear that their passage to town for trading has gotten more and more difficult?
Well, she says, it says, I've heard things are rough in town. I tend to, it says, you see that there is a small garden here, and she said there's a garden, and you see some chickens in the back. She says, yeah, I tend to, he says, I started growing some, I have a few vegetables and some chickens here, and I'm somewhat self-sufficient. I mean, there are a few things I do need from town. Would you like to make a run to town to pick up some things for me?
Well, I'm going to ask how long do we want to stay? I want to ask the party. How long do we want to stay? Because I don't mind helping this lady out with repairs, with whatever. Maybe she'll give us I have no money.
Yeah, she's got to give us the money. I don't have a problem helping her out. Do we like?
I'm willing to cook. I'm willing to paint. I'm willing to fish.
Well, if you're willing to, you're willing to clean.
Yes.
I mean, it says, I'm, she's there.
Absolutely, I got to spell her. Do that quick.
Yeah, it says because it would, it's the kitchen, it says the whole house could use a, it says I'm not as young as I used to be, as I once was, and it's a big house, and there's a lot of things, and there's some dusty, it's dust is built up, and if you want to come through and clean things up, I could, I'll give you 2 nights stay if you go through and give the place a good cleaning.
That's a deal right there.
Oh, it's a deal. I could just whip that prestidigitation spell into place, and it cleans.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense to me to put down some roots a little bit and establish kind of a base, and then adventure out instead of just constantly running
Yeah,
everywhere.
we'll clean up.
I
We'll
agree.
clean up, and then we'll go make a supply run for her. That sounds like fun.
Okay, so she says, "Come on in," and he says, "The other guy is sort of Venu is sitting there just not really paying too much attention to you. He's yawning and sitting there. So
Don't do that.
He doesn't do much cleaning either, does he?
No, well, she says, no, well, he's paid for his room for a while, and I mean, it's as if he just wanted a place where he could stay for a while, and and I appreciate the company. So anyway, she takes you in. It's a relatively large 2-story building. There are you can see it's a bit dusty and a little bit of dirty. You can see where she's tried to keep things clean, but it's it's a large home. and she goes, "There's several bedrooms up on the second floor. My husband and I were planning on having a big family, and that just didn't happen. So she
That's okay. We'll get these guys to move this heavy furniture outside, and we'll clean it up for you.
So she takes you upstairs and says, here's where you can put your stuff, and there's like 6 rooms up there, and so she offers you, he says you can have your pick of the rooms, and he says they're all a bit dusty and so on. I mean, there's that, and then she says, there's then she shows you the closet where there's the cleaning supplies and
and we follow her around, and we start taking out the cloths and ask her for what did they call them? Aprons back then?
And she says, I've got a couple downstairs, and she looks over and says, it might fit you, but I don't think it'll fit the guys, and she sort of chuckles a little bit,
Great.
You guys
No
are fine
problem.
getting dirty. You guys don't mind getting dirty.
I would like to have a nice apron.
You
I'll
can
go
use magic.
downstairs and get
You don't
this.
even need an apron. You can use magic.
Well, this way I can take off my clothes, and then it's just the apron that gets dirty. Yeah, because we're wearing.
I'm sure she's got a facilities to get cleaned up in too.
Well, I hope so. We're cleaning her house. I hope she's got something to clean up with. Okay. Yeah, I would go down and get the apron. Is it in her kitchen? Can I find it on my own, or is she going to have to go and bring it to me?
Well, she says, "Oh, come on down. I'll show you the kitchen." And she takes you down, and it's a very large kitchen. You can tell that someone had put a lot of effort into building this house. I mean, there are large shutters on all the windows, and you can tell that at one point in time it was very well made. It's just a bit run down now. She goes down, downstairs. There's the kitchen, and there's the entry room, and then she goes over to a closet and pulls out, and she's got her linens in the closet, and she pulls out a couple of aprons. They're a little bit worn. They're very clean. We're all folded up, and she says, here's an apron I think that should fit you. And she says, and here she shows you around the kitchen, and we've got stuff here, and she says, down the basement I've got a bunch of you don't need to clean that, but he said I generally send Vanu down there to get the he says I have some vegetables put aside down there, and some I still he says and once in a while when I get to some stuff from the city, he says, some supplies and things like that. She says, I've got a big bin built right into this cupboard, which is a bin with flour, and it's, she says, make sure you close the bin up tight, because otherwise the mice will get in there, and
weevils.
Yeah, yuck.
And
People wobble, but they don't fall down.
So she says, there's that, and she says, there you go. It says, and did you have any other questions or things like that? It says, tell me about how you lost your home. What kind of home did you have?
We kind of blew it up. No, It caught fire. We were working and it just caught fire.
Oh, that's
Burned
terrible.
to the ground. Yeah, it was just awful.
We lost all our possessions.
Everything, just what we've got in our back. That's it. That's all we have. And we found some of this along the way.
And my dog.
And
It's so sad.
And she looks at the party and goes, and it
Too
says,
sad.
and she goes, well, he says, she looks at Krista, who's a half elf female, and she goes, there's 4 other guys,
they're my brothers and uncles, and
she looks at
please
you
don't get the wrong impression.
well, she
I'm a
looks
man
at you
of
kind of funny because you've got an elf, a human, a half elf, another human, and a wood elf, and
I don't have.
you're the half elf. And
Yeah.
you said that these were your brothers and
Brothers, uncles, yeah, I mean,
This whole thing
This
makes a
is-
lot more sense when we walk into a bar.
yeah,
Half.
when you're when you walk into a bar after we've been there for a while.
Yeah, Chris is just one of the guys.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
gonna
take a separate
deviate
room, thank
the
you.
question.
and so
I'm going to deviate the questioning from that to, does she have any wood that needs cut up or anything like that?
she says, wood that needs cut up. It says, well, this is, I normally, Venu goes out and gathers, he says, it doesn't get, the weather's sort of moderate around here. It doesn't get that cold. And I have Venu's, he says, he gathers up some driftwood occasionally and puts it, and she points you over to sort of like a crib, or I guess, or what do you store wood in?
Crib works.
Crib.
It's called
sort of
yes,
A bin.
But
A
I'm
bin.
thinking we would need wood for her fire, or for her cook
Yeah.
stove.
Yeah, she says, but it says normally she has, she doesn't do that. I don't do that much cooking, but it's I've got the stove here and and it says we get I can get you there's chickens out there, there's fresh eggs and so on.
Well, when was the last time you had a gourmet meal, madam?
Yeah, go for it, Doug. I'll clean like crazy.
So I will cook you up a fantastic chicken dinner.
Yeah, I'll make sure you have all the wood you need, so go ahead.
Okay, she says, whoa, okay. And
Doug is looking at this kitchen like it is a church.
Okay, so
Okay, and I'm going to smile and go, okay, while Doug gets busy, I'm going to head upstairs, and you guys are going to do the downstairs, if that's okay, Jeff. It doesn't screw everything up.
sure. And she says, oh, well, he says, if you want to, okay, chicken. And she goes, well, all right. There's, she says, come with me. And she says, come over here. And she points out the old rooster, the rooster sitting there, and he says, that's Reinhold. If you want to fix dinner, he says, I mean, I got a couple of younger cocks that will, take his place. So go ahead and if you can catch him, you could fix him.
I'll take the task to choking the chicken.
Well, but it was the character with the axe, and I mean, normally, it would be you would catch the chicken and cut its head off with the axe.
Well, or if you've never wrung the neck of a chicken, it's actually quite easy.
I've never done that. I've seen chickens' heads actually, it was a turkey that I saw somebody cut the head off of, but
All
that's...
you need is an axe and 2 nails on a stump.
Well, you don't even
You
need
stretch
that.
it and chop.
You just palm the chicken's head in your hand and you give it a quick swing, like clockwise, and it comes right off. I grew up with farms and stuff.
Okay.
It's easy.
Yep, he's
quick.
speaking the truth. My uncle has a
Yeah.
chicken farm.
Okay, yeah. The only one that was before, I think it was before I was born. My mother and father had a bunch of chickens, and yes, I remember. Well, he'd got a bunch of chicks, and I still heard the stories of my dad jumping rope with the chicken's guts, but that's another. What?
Yeah, you can hypnotize them too. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay. So she said, "Okay, there's Reinhold. Just go ahead and get Reinhold." And this is, he doesn't have much. I'll miss him a bit, but I bet he tastes good.
Well, if you'd rather me take one of the other chickens, usually a hen is what we would eat, so.
Well, but the hens are layer. The hens, it says that I've got. She says I've got other young, cocks, other young male chickens, and one of those will definitely step into Reinhold's place.
Okay.
Because in reality, you probably guys know more about that. It says the rooster is the one that
fertilizes the eggs, basically.
Yeah, but after it's easy to replace the rooster. Where if the hen's already laying,
Right.
Yeah, she's worth more than the rooster because you can, you'll have several of them that you don't want.
Yeah, it's like the saying goes: if they ain't a laying, it's just laying time. It's time for slaying.
Okay. So as you're cleaning up this stuff, okay. So
Don't mind mine right now. Just deal with them downstairs. That's what I'm doing upstairs, and that's as far as I'm going, and then I'll wait till you get upstairs with me.
Yeah, Doug will clean the kitchen while dude wants to go get the chicken.
Okay, so you're cleaning up the kitchen. You as you're cleaning around and doing things, it appears to be just a regular, normal home. What happens is that she's taken you upstairs and showed you the rooms upstairs, and then when you come down, she says, that there is a part of the house that she really doesn't, she says, oh, that's my bedroom, and it says, you don't need to clean that. That's no. So she sort of shoos you away from a portion of the house, and it says, and here's the kitchen, here's the the living room, I guess would be the saying, and the upstairs bedrooms, and so you're busy cleaning and cooking and going on through. So John wants to check out the basement of the Twisted Chicken Pub. All right. So as Krista goes upstairs, opens the cleaning cupboard, and after trying, pulls a corn broom and a few and lambswool duster. Okay, and then starts the first room on the left of the cupboard. Okay, so
unless they're to the right of the cupboard, I don't know.
Or whatever. So she's cleaning. So you're cleaning. Okay. You get a. So you do. So you see. Where do you cast the detect magic?
as I start cleaning, I just gotta get a feeling. Hey, I never did that, and I really should just ensure that we're kind of.
So where
In one of the in the first room I'm in, I just
is that upstairs or downstairs? But
upstairs,
okay,
where I'm
so-
cleaning. I'm going to cast it when I start cleaning. So I'm upstairs in the first room to the what was it left
Okay,
of the
yeah.
up the
Okay,
cupboard.
so you're casting the detect magic. You don't detect anything. It just seems to be, as what you'd expect. So you're so John, I guess it says so she just sits back, she's just soup uh, her name is
No.
Renelle.
Ronaldo.
Renelle the widow. She sort of just sits back and watches you guys clean, and she steps out on the porch and is standing next to Venu, and she's basically telling him, yeah, they're cleaning the place up. It's gonna be nice. We're gonna have chicken dinner tonight. And he goes, oh, okay, looks sounds good. And she
I'm going to go downstairs with still detect magic, so anything I would pass or something, I'm still concentrating on doing that, and I'm going to ask her, where's a bucket? I saw everything but a bucket and a pail up there.
Okay, and she says, oh, well, that would be there's a closet in the kitchen. That would be that is. And as you're checking out for magic, you get first there's you detect a slight bit of magic off in the direction of where she said was her room, and you also detect some stuff outside and toward the back. That's where the magic is.
Okay, I'm just. Do I sense what? Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? That spell thing.
The School of
School of
Magic.
magic. Yeah. Is there a? Do I did? Is it give me a school of magic? And if not, that's okay.
Okay. 1 second here. I can never remember which school of.
Me neither. That's why I chose. I think it's it's the one that I can zap things with. The E one.
Hey, Noah, what's your character's name? Xandar?
Evocation. Xanatar.
Xanatar, thank you. I'm gonna ask Xanatar if he wants some help hypnotizing the chicken so he can wring its neck easier.
Well, I was thinking I could probably just turn into like a python or something and get it that way. Nice and cool.
Oh, sure, if you want to do it the easy way.
But you're going to eat it that way instead, and then you're going to come back and throw it up in front of Doug.
Don't spoil the meat, guys.
Well, yeah, my initial thought was giant frog, but then I didn't want to get it all slobbery, so I think I can just constrict it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's true. You could.
So toward the her bedroom, you get the School of Magic is transmutation.
Okay. I'm just. Go ahead.
Toward the back is some sort of enchantment, I'll say. I sort of wonder. We'll say enchantment. That's the closest thing.
Do you want to crush the meat before it goes in the oven?
Crush the meat? Oh, you're gonna.
I'm talking to Xanatar.
Well, I think we're going to need more than one chicken if there's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 people?
Yeah.
Well, there'll be side dishes. Everybody will get like a slice of stuff,
How far are we from the ocean?
Well, okay.
Spider coming up here.
Okay. There is a there is a fishing boat. It's a small fishing boat that is beside the house that it's a small one-man boat. It's okay condition. That is, it's a small little fishing boat that's there that you're in. You're in roughly walking distance. The house is, like I said, it's above high tide. It's far enough back that it would be, be safe from any water surge. But it's a distance back, but it's not unwalk. It's not, you could pick up the boat and carry it. Two people could do it much easier than one, but one could probably do it.
I think I'm changing my plans with that one because I just realized I can't turn into something with a swimming speed, and I'd rather not be stuck in the ocean. Let's see. Are there any signs of like land-dwelling creatures? Turtles, anything like that? Otters? I don't know. Seals? I could kill a seal.
You're the one that started the protests.
Started protests?
Seal clubbing.
Oh, baby seals. Yes. Okay. Sorry, didn't catch that one. So there are, there's seabirds. I mean, there's seagulls and such that would be flying around here. There's a, variety of different birds. You do see some occasional geese and ducks in the area. If you want to try and get something like that.
Yep, goose and duck sound fantastic to me.
You can fly in the front of them and make the V and then pinpoint them all into the ground.
No flying speed creatures yet.
Oh, that's right.
No flying speed creatures. Okay, okay. All right.
But we have arrows.
Yes, you do have arrows.
Oh yes, and you have a wood elf ranger here who specializes in archery.
Okay, so you're going to try and...
Yeah, while they're doing that, I'll turn into a giant spider.
Oh, don't come in the house. I'll hit you with the broom.
No, we're away from the house. We're out looking for creatures. So my plan will be to toss webs at the ducks and geese.
Yeah, Xanatar and I will work together.
Okay.
Yeah, he can be the one that scares them out of the bush, and then I web them.
Okay.
Duck hunting is always a two-person sport.
Okay. So,
well, and then you can nail any of them I miss with the web. That'll work quite well. We'll eat like kings.
Yeah.
So, how many did you want to catch, and what are you doing with these?
Well, you need a duck per person.
Yeah, I'd say we catch a bunch of them, and then we can just like cage them, and we can eat well for a while.
Okay. So you come back. You capture 7 or 8 ducks. Okay, and they're still alive because you just webbed them, right?
Yeah. Yes. I'm not killing them.
Yeah, especially with my animal handling, we don't have to kill them. We just coax them out, webs them, and away we go.
You could put them in the chicken coop too.
Okay, so you get back to the home, and he says, you're really good. How did you do that?
Skills.
Okay. So she says, oh, okay. I guess we're having duck and chicken for dinner, or what? Anyway. So things things go on. You know, you've cleaned up, and I guess you're spending the day here cleaning and going
Oh
through.
yeah, it'll take all day to clean the house. But Michael, excuse me, not Michael. Oh, Michael, I'm sorry, I can't remember your name right now. Wants to go down to the basement.
Okay.
Yeah, say John. Mike, not Mike.
Say, John. Yes, sorry, your name would not
Yes.
pop into my head.
Oh,
So,
we'll do a little detect evil. You know, like you doing the magic. I want to do detect evil.
so what happens is
Around
as you go down the basement, you smell it's very sour smell as you come down the basement, and
Okay.
there is a very large ceramic. It's the size of a barrel. It's a very large ceramic crock, I guess is the better, lack of a better term. It's very large crock down there. There's also this is almost more like like a root cellar. You're seeing,
Okay.
you know, that there's potatoes and such like that down here, and that there's lots of root vegetables. There's potatoes and
Okay.
carrots.
Any presence of evil?
No presence of evil. Um, so,
Yeah, I'll cast detect evil also.
okay.
Vegetables are not evil. Eat your vegetables, kids.
Well, it works on everything, not just vegetables.
Now that, like I said, the sour smell is coming from this large crock.
Oh, I'll go check it out.
Okay, what happens is that you see that the large crock, there's like you see that the top is liquid. That there's liquid at the top, but there's also like a large lid that fits inside. A big heavy lid with there's some big rocks on the lid. The lid doesn't or I guess what would be, it's like, imagine a large plate inside sitting inside a crock, and there are rocks on top of it. And actually, then when you
Sure.
get up to the crock, you notice there's another smaller one beside it.
Okay. What is? Well, I taste it. See what it tastes like. Is it?
Is it homebrew?
Give it a shot.
No, what? Okay.
It smells awful. You're not tasting that, are you?
He said he
Really?
tasted it.
Yeah.
It smells. Okay. Okay.
Is it? Just making sure it's not alcoholic.
No, it's not alcoholic. What?
Okay, I'm good then.
Yeah, you taste it. It got a sour tang. Okay, the large one is filled with sauerkraut.
All right.
I mean, it's, you know, that's how you'd preserve the cabbage.
Sure.
And the smaller one beside it, since is filled with pickles of cucumbers. So, you know, I mean,
Cool. Are they
What?
ready? I'd like to eat one. Try one out if they're ready. The cucumber.
Okay, yeah. It's got a nice sharp snap to it.
This will go good with some beer. This will be a great place for a pub down here.
Okay, so, but you don't detect any evil.
That's
and,
good.
So,
Well, last 10 minutes, though, you know, I want to, you know, as I walk around the house and do the stuff, you know, cleaning, whatever. Also, you know, if I detect any evil presences.
sorry.
Paranoid.
You don't detect any evil. It's fairly quiet, fairly mundane. It's getting, I guess, so it's getting toward dinner time, and I guess you're going to prepare this uh, feast
Duck feast.
for.
Yeah,
So
I
dinner
hollered
time, how
down.
long? Sorry,
I
I just
hollered
wanted to know
down.
how long we've been there. Sorry,
It's okay.
or Doug. Sorry, Doug. How long have we been here now? I just want to know how
Uh,
many rooms I've done.
well, okay, so you arrived in the morning, so you've been here all day. So it's getting toward, say 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So you've been here nearly 10 or 11 hours.
Excellent. Okay, I'm finished upstairs.
Yeah. So you're
I've
you've
moved down. I've moved down in the hallway and doing that, and down the stairs, and I'm into the parlor now.
okay. So you're cleaning up the uh, clean up the parlor. As you're cleaning up the parlor, you notice that there are a few, shall we say, unusual knickknacks in the parlor. Some of them are like what you would, that there are you see some things that have been carved from large. What may have been carved from a large tooth. They're just like, a variety of little funny shapes and some made from uh, bone and such. So, and you do see some, that there are, all most of the stuff is in some way related to the sea and so on.
Okay. Um, I'm going to recast detect magic in this room because I didn't go through this room with the detect magic on. So I'm just going to do that as I'm cleaning and cleaning the public rooms.
The,
Um,
the only magic that you detected some magic out that was outside, and
okay.
and you detected some magic that's over toward, um,
Her private rooms.
yes, her private
Okay.
room.
Okay. All right
Also,
then.
I should pipe up. I still have a pouch of that fairy dust from way back. So would she detect it on me?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I know what it was, so I would ignore it. I think by now. All right. I'm sweeping again. Sorry, Jeffrey. Go ahead. I just wanted to know if I could do that, but I didn't need to, so I apologize.
Okay, so now it's dinner time, and so what happens is that um, you're you're presenting the dinner, I'm assuming. So, um, it,
All
Well,
right,
I
good. What
think
do
it
we?
will be a nice roasted chicken with a nice chicken gravy and 2 roasted ducks.
okay, and
So
so
everybody can have
I'm going to make
something.
sure the dining room is
There's
clean.
plenty of vegetables for the elves: potatoes, carrots, corn,
okay,
fresh baked bread, and uh,
she
whatever drink I can find.
And our mouths are watering.
and she all you find is that there's some water, that she's got large barrels of water, but she doesn't have anything stronger than that. And so she says, "Wow, that's impressive." And uh, uh, she says, "Well, I just can't wait to dig into this." And uh, but then you see the other the man Vanu. He looks at it, and he doesn't seem too enthusiastic, and he goes over to her and to um, Renelle and whispers something to her, and walks off into the private part of the house. And she says, "Yeah, Venu is not feeling too well tonight. maybe he'll join us tomorrow. So she says, okay, so let's. I just can't wait to try some of this. It's been a long time.
Let's dig in, all everybody.
Okay. So you have a fairly quiet. You have a nice dinner. It's getting toward evening. It's getting dark. You eat, presumably a lot, and have, shall we say, digestive torpor after all this food.
Noelle,
Yes.
well, as an elf, my character doesn't eat very much. She eats only enough to keep herself filled. But she loves that bread, so maybe she did overstuff on bread.
Okay. So then she says, well, good night all, and she heads off into her little private room, and she says, he says, I'm going to retire early, and just, keep have a good evening. So she walks off.
I'm going to clear the table and
Doug
take the
thanks her
dishes.
very much for her hospitality and wishes her good night.
Yeah, good night.
Okay,
I'm
so
going to gather up the dishes that are left and take them to the kitchen and start the massive job of looking at Doug and going, how did you make this big of a mess?
I'll help you.
Somebody's got to clean it up.
I'll help you clean it up because the kitchen is, like I said, looks like my church, so it has to be clean.
That's
right,
yeah.
And
I know your
and
general.
I'll sing songs to you by Donna of the Summer. Because
okay. So what is
Oh, no.
that? So what is everybody doing right now? So we've got.
I think we're all doing the dishes, helping out in some form.
Okay, so you finish cleaning up the dishes and putting them away, and it's now dark. So
I want to, hey Jeffrey, is there any books? Does she have any books or library or anything?
not that you've seen. No,
No books?
no
Okay.
books. Just.
Does anybody else get the feeling of strangeness now that I've gotten them alone? I'm going to actually mention that I sensed some magic around here earlier. We might want to be a little wary. Some of it was outside, so I think we're okay from that unless it comes in during the night. But some of it was over there by her room, so we might want to lock ourselves in our room tonight.
I didn't detect anything else evil-wise, but
Well, that's good.
in the
Okay,
basement
so
was fine. Just food and pickles.
Okay.
there was pickles, and you didn't bring them upstairs for dinner.
Oh, I didn't.
So each of you, there are 5 of you.
I
There
got a
were
pickle.
6.
No,
There
for you.
were 6 rooms upstairs. So you're taking separate rooms, or what are you doing?
I think we're
Internet.
taking separate rooms.
My internet keeps disappearing. It's horrible.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah,
No.
we'll all take separate rooms, and I'm gonna ask Amy.
No,
Or what?
Chris,
Wait,
Krista.
Krista. Sorry, you have the wrong picture.
No, I don't.
I see Amy Fist.
Well, that's not good. I see Krista. Do you guys all see Krista, or?
I see Kristen.
Oh, good. Phew.
Must be just
Refresh
me
your
then.
thing.
Okay.
What were you going to ask me?
If we could check out the magic that was outside in the morning.
As far as I'm concerned, yeah, I think we should. Hey,
Okay.
Xanatar, welcome back.
So, as so you're going off to your rooms, or is that what
We
we're?
clump up the stairs, stretching, and go into our rooms and
Yawning.
go, good night, and close the door, and I lock mine. But we need to know which rooms we took. Because I cleaned them. I took the really pretty one with the great big window and the frilly curtains.
Okay. Well, there are. So you each take a different room. There's one. So you go into your rooms. You're spending the evening. Whatever. It's there. So, what are you just going to bed, or what are you doing?
I must admit, this feels very weird as an elf to sleep indoors. So I'm going to open up the windows
Yep.
and lay probably, if there's a chaise or a chair or something that's big enough for me to curl up in, I'm going to pull it to the window and recline or lay or sleep in it. Maybe I might pull a blanket over if it's cold, but only if the wind is blowing.
Xanatar would like to go and do some reconnaissance in the area around. Just, search the area, see if there's any roving monsters or anything.
So okay, so you're actually going outside and not going up to your room, or is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't need a lot of sleep because I'm an elf, so I'm cool.
So, I'm assuming the rest of you are going up to your rooms or whatever?
I
Yeah,
am.
I will for 4 hours, but because that's all I need. Then I'm
Okay.
going back
I
out
need
to the
good
pit
8
places
hours.
with Noah. Or I mean, Xanatar.
Okay. So, as
Having a
Xanatar...
nightcap.
Say that again? Okay, anyway. So, as Xanatar is walking around, out of the darkness, as you're walking around, you you're looking around and checking things out, and you hear a voice said, "You actually expected me to believe that crap?"
I will initiate eavesdropping mode.
Well, no. It says what happens is that standing in the darkness as you're walking around is Venu. Is this guy, and he goes, "You're not running away from a house burning down."
You want to smell my shirt? It's still smoky.
Yeah, but I bet it wasn't accidental, was it?
No. There was an army that was invading.
And why weren't you fighting that army?
Because I have this thing called a desire to live, and when I see overwhelming odds, that conflicts with my desire to live.
Oh, so you're saying you're basically a coward and a deserter.
No, I'm saying I'm strategic, and I will cut your filthy tongue out if you speak like that to me again.
And he laughs and says, "Yeah, we both know what you are." And he sits there and says, "That's okay. That's okay." It says, he just shakes his head and walks off into the darkness.
I'm comfortable with that.
Okay, so so the rest of you, give me a perception roll. It's a little bit later than this, probably an hour or 2 hours later than what Xanatar heard. Give me a perception roll.
Dan got 22.
Okay. Anybody else?
I got 15.
Okay.
16.
Okay.
Remember,
Oh,
I cleaned these rooms. As an
Right.
elf, or as a half elf, I would have sensed any stuff going on in there.
okay.
I got 19, by the way. It's
Okay. So,
twice.
those who got 18 and above, you hear, "Oh, oh, oh, Vanu." Um, So you hear some noises in the middle of the night, and then the rest of the evening is fairly quiet. So now it's morning, and so the sun is coming up. So what does the party do?
If the sun is coming up, Xanatar is probably in bed, and Dan is out on patrol.
Okay, that's fine. So
Yeah, because they switched midway through the night.
okay, so they switched midway through the night. So what is the rest of the party doing?
Stretching, waking up, and going, Doug, I want breakfast!
Doug tries to get up at dawn and, goes to washes himself and all that stuff and heads straight to the kitchen, goes fetches some eggs, all the stuff, and makes a nice breakfast for everybody.
As Doug is cooking breakfast, Vanu walks in and he goes, it says, cut the crap. How'd you get here?
We came through the woods and...
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So,
What's it to you anyway?
and he goes, well, I had a pretty good thing going here, and I just want to make sure that you guys move on. So.
We're not trying to cramp your style, man. We're just, we've been living very meagerly for a long time, and it's just nice to have some normalcy for a little bit. So.
Someone to cook for.
Exactly.
Goes,
I'm not trying to get in your way here.
And he goes,
but I recommend you try the food.
Says, that's okay. That's okay. And he,
if this is like a sugar mama thing, I don't care. Hey, cool.
So so anyway, so you finish preparing breakfast, and
Dan comes in periodically to filch a few pieces while Doug's back is turned.
Okay.
So,
can I roll to slap his hand? Just like, no.
so you prepared breakfast, and so you prepared the breakfast there, and so I guess you all come in to eat?
Yeah, I would think so. We would come
Okay.
downstairs. And
So
Definitely.
you all come in and sit down at the table. What happens is Renell doesn't come out, but as you're sitting around the table, Vanu comes in and walks in and he says, all right, come on, quit the bullshit. We all know that you're not just running away from some house that burnt down, unless you burn it down. So what's your story?
Dan's gonna cut in with, it's none of your business. You're a tenant just like us. We do not pay you rent. You can buzz off.
He looks at you and goes, this is my meal ticket, not yours.
as he says that, I'm going to create an instantaneous, harmless sensory effect, and I'm going to blow a puff of wind in his face, and he's not going to really know where it came from, but it's going to be strong enough to move him back a few steps. I can do that with prestidigitation.
And he goes, okay, so you got some magic tricks.
I'm just going to ignore him, pretend like I'm not going to even let him know that was me. And while he's doing that, I'm going to just shower him with a few sprinkles of stardust.
Okay, so I believe he gets a save for that, correct?
No, it's just it doesn't hurt him. It doesn't affect him at all. It's just totally nothing. It's like instantaneous, harmless sensory effect. He can just sort of see the shower of sparks. He can feel the puff of wind, but it can't hurt him in any way, shape, or form.
So where? Okay.
It's on page. Oh heck, it's 246. I don't know if that's in the PDF or in the. It's a transmutation cantrip.
Called Stardust?
Yeah, I can use whatever I want. I just use
Yeah.
stardust. I could use ashes if I want to create them to do it. It's whatever I choose to just pull out of the wind. And because I've been doing it since birth, I can do this without thinking.
So this is This
I can do the sort of the same. Also.
Prestidigitation, yeah. It says this spell. Sorry, I'm not going to read it. You got it. And it lasts up to an hour, but I'm just going to poof it instantly and let it go. The hour things are like down below when I want to make something hot or cold or make a color, blah, blah, blah. Or the trinket that he'll think he's getting and find out later that he's not.
I don't like this guy.
Shower of sparks.
Milk ticket. He's got to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's harming this lady. He's not got this lady's best interests at heart. At least we're looking out for her, or sort of. We're looking out for ourselves, but we're helping her out. We're not causing her any harm, and we're not taking anything from her. Yeah.
So, okay.
But it does take me an action, so I have to. I don't know whether that means like that's each round. I can't throw these two things at him right that quickly.
So he looks around and he says, "You just watch yourselves. This is
No.
Boy, Doug, this is
No,
good
buddy,
food.
you need to watch yourself.
I'm just ignoring
I stand
this.
up.
this is you should watch yourselves a bit." He says, "You don't know what's going on. You don't know what you're getting into." And says, "But I know that you all, he says that you're running from something, and it's probably because you're deserters." So he turns and walks back out.
Jeffrey, as he turns to walk back out,
I get up.
I
Follow
want to shower him with a few baubles that are going to kind of spin around his head. You remember the butterflies? Well, this guy's going to get little gnats that are going to. Yes, you are. Sorry, but I'm talking. Okay, Jeffrey? So
Okay.
just 3 little gnats are going to buzz in his ear and zap over his head and just kind of be annoying to his head. I think if he walks away far enough, they just disappear.
He just keeps on walking. So, what?
I'm going to go back to eating my breakfast, and I think somebody was following him.
Yeah. I am.
Yeah, I got up and walk. I'm walking to him.
Okay.
I want to have a
And I'm
chat
following
with
behind
him.
just to make sure. Keep my party members safe.
So he just he walks out of the room. He walks down the hallway and opens the the door and goes into back into the bedroom on the ground floor.
Ronaldo's bedroom?
Yeah, that would be the one.
He's going to try to get us kicked out of here.
That's okay, he can try. She's not going to kick us out. Look what we've done. We've cleaned the whole place up. We'll just sneeze and put it all back if she wants.
Look what he's doing.
Yeah, but, you know, she could get that from any one of you guys, too, right?
Not me.
Xanatar can do it like on the Discovery Channel.
Once you go elf, you'd never go back.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I don't like to.
Unless she
threats.
swings my way, and then we're probably in trouble. But apparently she's interested in men, so you dudes are on deck.
So what do you do?
I'm willing to risk you all.
So okay, so he walked back in and to the bedroom and closed the door. Or
Yeah, I would think that we would have to let him do that because we've been asked to actually stay away from this area, so doesn't unless we want to check that she's okay and just knock on the door.
Like I said, I'm there for safety. I'm not there to intrude, so that's up to St. John.
St. John.
Say John.
St. John.
say John,
But
not
if he
St.
walks
John.
back into the room, we'll just have to see if he comes back out. I'm not going to knock on the door.
You're not going to knock on the door?
No, I think he's probably going in there to convince her to kick us out. You know, that's what it sounds
Okay.
like. He knows. You know, he.
so what do you do? So what's going on?
Well,
Yes,
I'm
say
finishing
John.
the
Well, let's go
lovely-
back and eat, finish, and we're obviously going to have a confrontation soon. So just prepare for it. That's my.
Yep,
Yeah,
sharpen
I'm-
our weapons, steady spells, that type of whatnot.
Don't you mess up my pretty house. I just cleaned this thing. I'm going to finish and then, if we get to finish breakfast, as soon as we're done, I'll clear the table again. If we don't get to finish breakfast, well, then I'm still eating breakfast.
Yeah, this would be a nice place to stay if it wasn't for him.
I'm gonna turn to Krista and go, let's check out that magic you saw last night.
He could be a spy too. Also.
Could be.
You
Either
don't
way,
know who
this
this guy
dude's
is.
dead. Okay, now where did I see the magic exactly, Jeffrey? The other one, not the one that's by her room, the outside one?
Yeah, so
We're gonna. Do we have time to finish breakfast and clear up before and go outside and see it before anything happens? Before he comes back out or anything?
sure.
Okay, then I'm going to clear the table and get these guys to help with dishes. They've never learned how to do dishes before.
Doug's always helped.
Yep,
Yeah,
because he's a good kitchen.
Dan's more the type to carve new ones as they're needed.
Okay, so I just hand you a tray and say, go bring the dishes to us. And then we're going to, Dan and I are going to look at the magic outside. Is anybody else coming with us?
I'll go.
So
Okay.
you go outside and you detect magic. The fishing boat that was standing up beside the house. There's some magic somewhere in that area.
Oh, from the fishing boat. Okay, I'm going to cast Detect Magic again because everything's back this morning, and see if it will give me the aura around exactly what it's casting, whether it's
And
the
while
boat
she's
or
casting-
whether it's the thing.
Yeah, and while she's casting, I'm going to ready my weapons. I'm not going to draw any because I don't know which ones I'm going to need, but I am going to make sure my weapons are loose, strong, and ready.
Yes, so I stand there and I kind of look at it and think, What on earth? And then I wait for an answer.
So what what happens is that inside the boat, there is a fishing net, and the fishing net has the standard like little hooks on the fishing net. The hooks are tend to be made of bone. This is Silver Tiglath, so steel is not as common, so it's bone and certain things like that. But what happens is that you detect it on the net.
Ah.
What can I, okay, I'm going to move forward. Yeah, I'm going to move forward and put my hand close to the net and see if I can feel any sort of, how you sometimes feel a vibration or something. But what I want to know is, can I sense or tell what material the net is made out of?
I'll assist her, using my Arcana skills.
So what happens is the net appears to be, it's a normal fishing net. It's made out. Made out of perhaps let's see, the cotton, I guess, would be it's just hemp. Yeah, made out of hemp.
Okay. Oh, well, let's smoke this. This is what's going on here.
It'll just give you a headache.
Wrong
I don't
kind of
see a
hemp.
smoke roll.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so can is it another round? Because I want to know if I can sense any, oh, you told me last night, never mind. Is this the one that was transmutation or?
This is enchantment.
Enchantment. Oh, curious, sir. That's my evocation, I think, is mine. Can you sense anything different from it there, Sejan?
My skills, Arcana, in check. Or I can identify, but that cost. I don't know if
What?
as a spell, I can identify it. But it's expensive.
Oh well, we don't.
Identify using, let's say, change.
Okay,
My
how about
teaching's
we?
been different, but I can
Okay,
roll. I can check it out.
Well, if it's expensive, we could always just take it inside and ask Renata, her, if like we can always show it to her and see her reaction, and see if she'll tell us.
Well, if I had to guess, this is probably how her husband was so successful
Fishing. I'm thinking.
Hey, Jeffrey, I just do a Arcana check on it,
So what happens? Okay, so you.
I'm more worried about what he's doing to her.
Krista, you have Arcana, don't you?
Yeah, I'm a sorceress. Yes, of course.
So, I mean, I don't know. Mine's not that good. My intelligence isn't that high, so.
Well, I just don't know what Arcana would show me, as opposed to I already know that it's from the School of Enchantment.
I look more for like maybe what's its purpose, maybe.
Okay, all right.
Specific abilities, maybe. Jeffrey, I don't know. Okay. Jeffrey.
Well, I have Arcana, of course. My intelligence isn't that great either. It's 1. Charisma's my main focus.
Mine's like 3, so my Arcana's like a +3.
So.
Okay, well, yours is better than mine. Mine's only a +1, and intelligence is only 13. So.
Well, you can help me.
Yep, higher than mine.
Okay. How do I do that? What's yours?
Mine's a 3.
No, I mean, what?
You can assist me.
How do I assist you? That's what I was wondering.
Oh, like do an Arcana check.
Oh, I just do the same thing?
Yeah, if you get it, you can give me assistance.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you can't guy.
I'm going to refill my tea. I will be right back.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, I rolled a 13, and I've got 1 + 1 in Arcana check, so that's
Okay.
14.
Okay, I don't know if that gives us anything extra, but I'm gonna cast on myself guidance, which gives me a +4,
Oh,
which gives
okay.
me a D4, a D4. So let me roll a D4.
Are you sure you don't want to assist me?
I get +2.
I just rolled a natural 18.
Ooh. And what's your pluses? Is
So,
I don't know. You guys
0.
work it out. You guys work the numbers out because I've just told you what I got. I'm gonna go pee.
Mine's a
do you
straight.
have
I just got the natural 18 because I get a 0 on
the
intelligence because it's
skill?
yeah.
Do you have the skill?
No, I do not have the skill. I went with nature.
Oh, okay. Alright. From the magic skill, you definitely have to have the Arcana skill.
Okay, but I can still assist.
But your nature skill would help too. Good.
But my 18 would definitely help you.
Like on my character sheet, all the skills, like there's dots, and then like some of them are colored in.
Ah,
Are those the
look
ones
at
I'm
that.
trained in? Krista would know. She made this character sheet, I guess.
On your
Okay, so you did some Arcana checks on the net and such, and I heard the rolls. So what happens is that there is the net is as you're detecting this, the net is a little unusual in that it's made of hemp, but what happens is that there's the that it doesn't appear to be woven in a normal fashion, like what you would normally see from your arcana. It's something, the net is, shall we say, unusually woven. The the hooks, there are some fish bones, but it says that are there, but they are, shall we say, a little. Those two are unusual in that they're not common fish bones. That they appear to be from very deep sea creatures. From what you know, they're not from your standard sea bass or whatever. They're very deep sea creatures that have been carved and sharpened, and with the barbs. The magic you detect is you're pretty sure that the net has some significant advantages in catching things underwater.
Can I
so
do a
it's a
nature check to see what kind of bone?
yeah, good. I can assist you also if you need a.
So it's something from deep in the ocean. You would say that there are deep ocean creatures. I mean, that they're a wide variety, but they're not what you would. The kind of bone is very different from what you would normally see in day-to-day fishing. They're from much larger, much different type creatures. That's what it's Arcana. You don't know exactly about it. I mean, but you know that
Yeah.
that there's something unusual about this net, and that the magical aura also is there. That it's some sort of magical catching net.
So I can above water.
Well, you could
Is that what you
use it.
said?
what you know is that it's very it would be very effective for fishing and perhaps underwater combat.
Cool.
So,
Is there any
How big is this net?
fish caught
How
on
big
it?
is it?
Is it?
well, then the boat, this is a boat that somebody could carry. So the boat would be maybe 8 feet long at the most. So the
Man,
net.
half of it's
What?
disappearing.
Say again. I only heard part of that.
My connection keeps dropping off, so I don't get my.
Okay, your connection keeps dropping off. I will try and repeat.
Okay.
The boat itself is about 8 feet, so the net is maybe it's maybe a little bit less than 8 feet, like 7.5 feet. You would normally, put this off the side of the boat if you were going to catch things like that. It's it's a fairly for a fishing net for a single person's boat, shall we say?
Yeah, like they use in the fishing villages down in the what is it, South American countries, and that they can toss out those nets.
This is more
And
like a weapon, maybe. More personal, rather than trying to catch a school of fish. It's not very big.
how big is it? Well, it's
Like 8
yeah, it's
feet.
about well, 8 feet. It's big enough to catch a lot of. Oh wait, why has it got hooks on it? Because you don't lay a net out
It's
and
more
let
like
it
ensnaring,
hook
like a net of maybe made to snare people.
or
Well, and
snares.
what happens is that if you put the net, it says that you would weave the hooks into the net. It would definitely catch fish as the fish came up. If the net is moving, if the fish try and swim through the net, they would get, or up near the net, they would get caught on the hooks.
We have the first, what do you call it? Socially responsible fisherman. Instead of drag netting, he's letting down hooks.
But it
Well,
also it
it's
would
got
also,
magic on it though. So did we do that detect magic thing or arcana? Sorry.
yes. Yes,
Okay.
you
Yes.
did. This
Okay.
is magical. It also,
No, I knew that. That's not what I meant.
if you threw this net on someone underwater, it would probably catch in them. It's, shall we say, an underwater combat type net that could be used for fishing.
That's interesting. Okay. Who would it best be carried by? Which one of you would think it? Probably.
Well, it's a 7.5 foot net.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They
that's.
fold up small.
I can go
You know,
try it out,
you know what
but
I
I
think we should
can't
do?
use it.
Yeah. Get
I,
breakfast.
no, well, we could do that. I think we should give it to the guy down the way that was real nice to us, so he can become a successful.
There's
Oh
a
yeah,
nice
that's good.
idea. What a great idea.
Pass on the good fortune.
Yeah.
Exactly. They can get a
What
big house.
there we go. Well, we
Yeah,
should
he
put
gets a big
this
house. Go ahead,
in a
Chris.
pack or something before he can see it then, before it can be like, so that they don't see us take it. Or are we
Yeah,
going to ask?
I would ask first, actually. Like, so are you using that old fishing equipment out there? Or?
Oh, good
Yeah, I want to give it a
heavens.
try. Yeah, exactly.
All right, okay. Well, then I'll leave that to you guys. Well, I've got great charisma,
Hey,
supposedly, but terrible rolling skills. So,
in my domain, I can take one skill or tool and use it for 10 minutes in proficiency.
okay, so
So, so I
Run
can
the other
use
way,
a net
Krista.
as proficient. If we, I don't know if anybody else can use a net. That's the thing. Just to try it out, to see maybe we figure out what more.
I'm just the other way there, Crystal. I get high rolls, but my charisma sucks.
Okay, well, you roll for me when it's a charisma roll, and I'll roll for you when it's a charisma roll.
So what do you do?
I think Sejan is going to ask the lady if we can, if she wants that
Borrow it.
equipment out back that we sort of noticed there. And with that, I guess, I don't know. Are we going to try and take it down to the water and test it first? Before we even ask her?
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's just sitting there. It's just a net, right?
Well,
It's
yeah,
even
we
fine.
just found it, right? I mean, it was just glowing. I mean, it got our attention. So, glowing nets get your attention. So, yeah, let's take it down and throw it in the water and see what happens then.
Yeah.
Okay, how many people are coming with us? Because I know it was just Sejan and I that went out to look at this net to begin with.
Yeah,
Dan
Doug's-
went with you.
And Dan.
Oh, and Dan, excuse me, and Dan.
I went with you too, but Doug's gonna let you guys do that, and I'm gonna go tend garden.
Oh, okay. And what are
Okay,
you
I'm
up
going to use my knowledge domain, my knowledge of the ages. That's what it's called.
Okay. And what are you
Give me
doing with that?
proficiency. Give me proficiency in fishing with a net for 10 minutes. So I
Okay.
can,
Okay. So
whatever
you go,
skill you
So-
use.
You can know how far to walk out into the water and that
Yeah.
before you throw it and know what you're looking for to throw it. Cool. And
See-
we're going to sit there on the or stand there on the dry land and watch you do it because elves really don't like water.
and figure out what the
Wood
effect
elves
is going to be.
okay. So you take the net down to that. So who's not down with at the beach? You've got.
Doug and I think Xanatar is also not there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'll chill at the house, and anytime that dude comes out, I'm just gonna glare at him.
That's what I want to do is kind of stick around there and just get the old lady's okay.
Okay, so then Xanatar's inside the house kind of watching and
Okay. So you go down and you
Doug's up.
take it down to the shore, and throw the net, and the net immediately when you throw the net into the water, if since you know a little bit about fishing, you wait until you actually see some some of the fish that come up towards shore. That are feeding there particularly at the this is where the tide the tidal area is that you have a lot of filter feeders and various things like that, and so they're feeding in this area, and the net immediately goes, you throw the net and it catches several of these small fish, and they're impaled on these hooks, and they seem to squirm a bit and then go still.
Ah.
Cool.
Are they
We've
dead?
got lunch.
Are the fish dead or just stunned? Check them out. Pull it back in, look at them.
And we're watching you going, that looks really cool, man.
So the fish are
Want some.
the fish are the fish appear to be sort of like stunned. It's like perhaps they're not dead, but they're not particularly healthy after that.
Okay.
Healthy, they're healthy, or healthy as in they've now got a disease and we shouldn't eat them healthy?
No, it's more like
You after combat.
Like we electrocuted. Oh, shut up.
no, not like electrocuted. It's more like that something. What would be the phrase? It's some some fish, like the puffer fish, if you try and bite the puffer fish, the barbs of the puffer fish have, shall we say,
Paralyzing qualities.
yeah.
So these fish are not good for us to eat. So
Well, what happens is that it doesn't appear to be, it says it's not a fatal dose, but
well, we haven't eaten any. How do we know?
no, the fish aren't dead, and these are small fish. So what happens is that it's because you wouldn't have the larger fish would be farther out. So these are small fish, and what happens is that they're affected by it. That it's affecting their ability to swim and their ability to breathe water. But now you've pulled them out of water, so they're fish out of water, and they're suffocating anyway. So.
Can I ask you a question? I think I've misunderstood something here, and I just want to clarify it. The net is holding. The net is the thing that caused the fish to feel bad or whatever. It's not that the fish, like the net is the thing that's acting like the puffer fish, not the fish.
The net has barbs and hooks on it.
Right. Yeah.
And the barbs and hooks when the barbs and hooks in the fish appears to affect them.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to clarify. I wasn't sure exactly how that was occurring. Okay.
So,
all right. Okay. So what are we going to do?
I'd like to see if there's any more larger fish come by, but I doubt it. Since we're in the shallow.
Well, if you wait long enough, maybe. But
I'll wait out a little bit more, but we'll say.
I mean, fish do. I mean, that's how fishermen do it down there. They wait till like their waist or something. They throw their nets in, and they get like good what? I mean,
okay, so
2-pound fish or something. So back then they'd be like 20 pounds.
See the effect on a larger fish, basically. So we know if it's bad.
What happens is that so you wait out there and you throw it on and you catch some larger fish. What it appears is that it doesn't. The smaller fish, it affected their breathing. The larger fish, it does appear to affect their ability to get away from the hooks, shall we say?
Okay.
The barbs.
Cool. That fisherman's going to enjoy this.
Oh yeah.
So what happens is that we're talking small hooks on a net, but in essence you're able to hook a much larger fish with these small hooks because the fish once it's hooked is has a more difficult time getting away.
Okay. Yeah, you're catching big. Yeah, I think so. You can catch good-sized fish with this where you normally wouldn't be able to.
Or that they would be harder to, they would thrash harder. This one, if you get the fish in the net, that they're not going to be, it says in essence if you went after a large fish, say, a halibut or a tuna or something like that, and you managed to get the net around it with enough hooks in it, it would basically make it, it would still try to get away, but it's not going to be able to do much because its muscles are having issues responding to all the hooks that are in it.
That
So a marlin would be too big?
Marlin.
A marlin would be too big?
A marlin.
A tuna's pretty big. Tuna's as big as a marlin sometimes.
The problem with a marlin is marlin is a sailfish, so if you could get it hooked from below, probably, but from above, the sail on the sailfish is going to make it a little bit difficult or from the side, you know what I'm saying?
I think we're going to just catch a lot of fish right now and then take the net, ask if we can have it, and take it down to that fisherman.
Sure, that sounds great.
So okay, so you grab that. So you're heading back with a bunch of fish. So you spend a little time in.
What?
Woke up with the sunrise, which would be about 6 a.m. You're now um, you fix some breakfast, which you put up to maybe 8. It's now getting maybe 10, 11 o'clock uh, in the morning, and so um, it's about 11 o'clock in the morning, and you come back. I guess you're coming back to the house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the fish has got to go somewhere. We got to give it to Doug to clean.
Yeah.
Definitely. Doug, clean these fish.
So you bring them back to the house, and the lady of the house hasn't come out of the bedroom for a while. She hasn't come out all day long. So as you come back in, finally um, finally the as you're coming back in and bringing the fish in, uh, Raynell comes sort of, shall we say, staggering out of the bedroom, and she's her up to this point in time, her clothing has been immaculate and so on, and you notice that though she's dressed, this is an interesting question. Buttons didn't exist at this time, but what happens is her
Yeah, they did the pearl buttons.
I didn't think buttons existed.
Bone buttons, wooden buttons.
Okay.
I'm not positive.
Her clothing is slightly misbuttoned. You know, in essence, that's there, and she comes staggering down the hallway into the kitchen and just basically sort of flops in the chair, and she has this, shall we say, this slightly goofy look on her face, and she goes, "Morning."
She's not sick.
Well, we're not back at the house yet. We're just carrying the stuff in. Is Doug in the kitchen yet?
Yeah. So this is as you're coming in the kitchen. She's morning. Just
Well, good morning there. You look very happy
Glowing.
as I flop the fish into the sink.
And she goes, yeah. And just she sort of drifts off for a second and goes, oh, I see you got some fish. And
Now would be a good time to hit her up. Yeah, we found some fishing stuff behind the house. Do you mind if we use it and maybe borrow it for a while?
What did you say again?
Oh, we found some fishing stuff, a boat and that behind the house. Do you mind if we use it?
That was my... what did you say?
I think you've had a really good morning. How about we get you something to eat?
This is,
Hey,
okay, sounds good. And she's just sort of...
Are you okay?
I feel fine.
Does she seem drunk?
Look into her eyes. Sit down there and look at her eyes. See if they're kind of focusing. See if she's
They're a
got
little
some...
bit... her eyes seem a little bit like... Yeah, they don't quite focus too well.
Are they kind of glazed? Like, can you smell alcohol on her breath or anything?
Yeah, what's going on?
You don't smell alcohol on her breath. She's just very, very, very happy and sort of, yeah.
Would you say
It's-
blissed out?
I'm wondering if maybe they grow the hemp to make this rope.
Or maybe she can breathe water right now too.
Hmm. Let's see.
So,
Hmm.
Okay, well, I'm going to be a little bit worried about this lady. And
Yeah, I
I'm
want
going
to
to,
check.
suggest that we get some food and water into her. Or, yeah, food and water, not alcohol.
so she sits there and she seems to be, shall we say, motor reflex impaired a bit. Um, uh,
Okay.
she manages to
She
eat a
just waves to
bit.
people.
What?
Doug wants to know if she knows. Do you know where Vanu is?
Oh, he's so wonderful, isn't he?
Oh, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
I haven't asked him. I need to ask him a question.
What did you say? Yeah.
How long have you known him?
This is really good, and she's eating and just yeah, really tasty stuff. She's drinks a bit of water and just continue. Oh, I don't know, and just.
I'm going to look at our my companions, and I'm going to suggest that when she's done, let's take her upstairs and get her to sleep away from that guy. See, even the
Yeah.
horn agrees.
And she says, yeah. So she eats some and drinks a little bit of water and says, I may go way back down. So she.
That's an awesome idea. Come on, come, and we'll help you get to bed.
This is. Oh yeah. My bedroom's over here. So.
Okay, who's strong enough to be able to lift her?
So she says, it's over this way. It's over this way.
Yeah, we want you to sleep upstairs.
I
Your
don't
room
want
is
to
being
sleep
No.
upstairs.
cleaned.
I don't want to sleep upstairs. I
That's
No,
just
let's
want
okay.
to go
let's
back
take
to
her
my
into her
bedroom.
room and see if Vanu's there.
And see if she'll let us in. Yeah. Okay. If she's gonna argue, let's go.
Yeah,
So,
a couple of us guys should be able to lift her.
But she doesn't want to be lifted yet, so hang on.
so she says, she walks, she staggers, down the way into the bedroom. She gets down to the bedroom door and she says, I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah, this is my bedroom.
And we're not gonna, well, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna stand there and kind of let her lean on me and let her open the door. I'm not gonna say anything, and I'm not gonna move.
She's gonna go, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just gonna go lay back down. You go back and have breakfast. Thank you. Very good breakfast. It was very tasty. But I'm fine. Go on. Go on back.
Not saying anything, just standing there, just kind of maybe backing out of her periphery, but staying right where I am.
So she says, "Go on, go on." And then she went. So you're. She finally. Finally, she reaches down and opens the door and slides in. Give me a perception roll.
Apparently, I moved too far back.
Just
I got a
Krista?
5. Mm-hmm.
You got a what?
I got a rock. I got a 5.
Okay. Okay, so she's.
I am the most unperceptive elf on the face of the earth.
Okay, so she stepped into the bedroom, and all you saw was, shall we say, the bed with lots of crumpled bedding and sheets, and that was about all you saw.
Okay.
And she closed the door, and then
Okay, I'm
yeah.
going to actually move close to the door, and can I do a listen check? I don't know why I'm doing it. Somebody else should do it. I'm going to roll something crappy anyway.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me see, what have I got in listen? Have I got anything in listen? What is listen? Oh, what is listen?
Perception.
That's the same thing I just did.
Yeah.
I did better this time, but
What, you get a 6?
no, I actually got a 14 without anything added to it, and I'm just looking to see if it's perception. What would I add there too? So I got a 16 at the listen,
Okay.
if that will hear through the door.
So, is there such a thing as fish ale?
What's that?
Somebody writes fish ale.
Oh.
That's the first beer.
Organic. Can you actually? No, you can't make. I don't think you can make ale from.
Well, you
Fish.
can make ale. You can make what you can call ale, but trust me, you need hops.
Well, no, it's the.
Frogs, maybe.
No, I mean, wouldn't that be? It wouldn't ferment, would it? I mean, you can ferment. You can ferment fish, but it doesn't produce alcohol.
You need yeast for that.
Yeah, you need yeast, and proteins don't have yeast.
Yeah, proteins
sugar.
don't have yeast. So yes, you could well, what is it? Fish sauce, which is a staple of Thai cuisine. I mean, it's like pad Thai and all that. It's a
How they get such good tasting food with that ingredient in it, I have no idea.
Yeah, but it's it's everything. Well, think about it. We were talking about pickles earlier. I mean, vinegar straight, is just
Gnarly.
sour. I mean, even balsamic vinegar, which is a little bit sweeter, you could only take tiny bit of that straight. But if you mix it with, a vinaigrette on a balsamic vinegar salad, I kind of like that. But so it's all.
Yeah, it's good then, but
And what is it? A lemon. You can't really eat a lemon, but you can have lemon on fish or even lemonade or various things like that. So it's how you take and lemonade.
You dilute it.
It's diluted, but it's also sweetened. So
some people do.
Some people do. That's like, what is it, Men in Black, about getting want some lemonade, but Earl ate all the sugar or drank all the sugar. Yes. So, all right. So what?
So I listened. What did I hear? I rolled a 16.
What you hear is snoring, shall we say?
Okay. Even snoring, like not like, or just like a normal even snore. Loud, quiet. I'm being picky. I'm sorry.
So just sort of an even snore.
All right. I'm going to shrug my shoulders, turn around, look back at everybody that happens to be in the hall and go, she's asleep. Or it sounds like she's asleep. And then I'm going to walk back down the hall, back to the dining room, and clean up her darn mess.
Okay. So there. Okay. So you have. So this was about noon. So you've cleaned up the mess. It's maybe about 1 in the afternoon, or perhaps 2. So what is the party going to do now?
Well, I guess I'm preparing fish.
I think I saw some canning jars over here. Would you like me to get them out for you?
I'm quite curious if she's being drugged or if whatever that transmutation object next to her bed is what's generating this effect.
Yeah,
'Cause
we can't
if
get.
she's being-
I'm with you on that.
If she's being drugged, we need to take this fool out.
Yeah, I'm not happy with it.
But do we go in her room uninvited?
Well,
I
I think
can,
if we get her, talk to her the next time she's coherent.
Will
You
she
know.
be coherent again while we're here, or is he drugging her into keeping his station here?
Detect poison on her. I think that would be maybe.
We still have to go in her room to do it.
Yeah, next time she comes out.
Will she come out again? This is my
Well,
fear.
If she doesn't come out in like 24 hours, next time we see him, we kill her.
Okay. Yeah, and how about next time we see him, we detain him and don't let him go back in there and find out when he comes out. Sejan, you do a detect evil on him, and I'm going to do a detect magic on him.
Okay.
Because I don't think that I think he was outside when I did the detect magic before.
Yeah,
so I think
he
I would have
was.
focused on him. So yeah, let's do that on him, just to double check everything. And anybody else got anything they can throw at him to check out his motives or anything?
No. Other than scare tactics.
No, you can use them if we find anything.
Well, the person, the deity I follow he protects people easy in this state, so she definitely needs protecting. So it's within my charge.
Okay.
So if he resists, we can do whatever we want to.
I like that.
It's just within my deity, so he should
Okay.
just, if he doesn't like go with what we're going to do, if he's trying to resist, if he tries to fight us, you can go ahead and just do anything you want. I'm good with it.
That's you want to hear that. Okay, so we're protecting her. So now I think we should. What should we do? Well, Doug's preparing fish. I think somebody should stay in the house at all times to make sure that
So it's
if he
now,
comes out or.
It's
Yeah, I
getting
think I'll
toward-
do that because I like to. I'll stick in the house.
Okay, and
Okay.
I'll run between the garden and the house and other things for you as you need them. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and so it's getting toward evening. You're finishing up preparing dinner with the fish or whatever. And about this time, the bedroom door opens and I always have a difficult time pronouncing her name.
Ronaldo?
Yeah,
Let's
Renelle.
call her Ronaldo.
Renella. Renella comes out. She looks much more composed. She's back to her immaculate appearance, and she comes out and says, "I can't believe I slept the entire day." And she comes out and says, "I smell something wonderful." So I guess we're having fish for dinner?
Yes, we happen to have gotten some fish and created it. You're looking much better than you were earlier this afternoon when you popped out.
Earlier?
You don't remember coming out?
No, I don't.
Well, that's very interesting. You didn't. You looked quite happy and serene. You had something to eat and drink. And I'm going to be looking down at her, kind of like trying to see her eyes and things, and
They appear
watching her.
they appear to be normal, and
Okay.
So she
Yeah.
says, "I just don't remember. I was just sort of out of things today. It was just a."
You seem to be quite out of them.
Says, she says,
Come and have some.
Have you seen Vanu?
Actually, no, we haven't seen him all day. Um,
No,
Come and have something
well,
to eat, and you can talk to us about him, and we'll send somebody out to look for him.
so
Or maybe he's in the bedroom.
no, he says he sometimes steps out, and he'll be back. He's such a I don't know what I would do without him.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to know that. Well, come and have something to eat, and we're going to kind of.
It was so lonely here after my husband died, and then Vanu dropped by. And,
I'm going to give her a nudge and go. And he took care of those husbandly duties, did he?
she turns bright red and goes, ladies don't talk about things like that.
Oh, but elves do. Come on, tell me. You can tell me.
And she goes, men around.
I can't hear you. Sorry, you're whispering too low.
Not with men around.
Oh, they're outside. Go on. Go away. Oh, Doug's here, right? That's not a...
Actually, if you haven't figured out, Doug is more of one of the girls.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, well, that's okay. Come. That's okay. We won't embarrass you anymore. I'm just going to, because I've got my answer already, obviously. She's doing the help.
So anyway, they're so she says, "Oh, that smells so wonderful." We normally don't have. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've had fish. Vanu doesn't like the smell of fish.
Oh, well, then it's lucky we're having it while he's not around right now, then.
Yeah. So anyway,
Well, come and have a seat. I'll go and call everybody in for supper. Doug, is it ready yet?
And so she says, "Okay." So she sits down and very prim and says, "Oh, this looks so wonderful." It says, "You're such a good cook."
I would ask her, is there any tea in the house?
Tea? No, I don't think so. I don't have. No, we don't have any. It's never really. Tea is such a luxury out here. I mean, we try and be when my husband was alive, we tried to be somewhat self-sufficient.
So you grow herbs in the garden?
Yeah, there's a few. There's a few herbs. I mean, there's some dill and some, and some mints and some sage and things like that. But
Okay, I'm going to stop here for a second. I'm going to look at Doug. Doug, do you want me to go and gather some mint? You can make mint tea.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yes, that would be great.
All right, I'll be right back. You keep an eye on her. I see.
so she's very daintily eating the fish and tasting it. And this is so wonderful, and she's just enjoying the fish. Now, where did you get the fish? You caught all this?
I believe it was Sajin that caught the fish? Sajin caught the fish.
I went out and caught it this morning. It's such a
wow.
We found that fishing net out back.
Yeah, put it in good use.
You what fishing net?
Oh, there was just some old equipment out there, and we just picked up whatever we could.
That was
And
my husband's.
Oh, terribly
oh,
sorry. We were just trying to be of use.
we just wanted to make sure that you had a good supper.
That
Is it
was
okay
his.
that we've used it?
You know, he was.
Actually, I'm
He
not
was
there,
very
Terry.
particular about his net, and he kept that very. That was his. That was how we made our living here. He was, he did very very well with that, and I worry about it says I kind of like to I don't know how he would have felt about somebody else using his net.
I come back in about that time and hear the end of that conversation. And
Well, we put it right back where we got it, and no harm was done to it. And we like I said, we just wanted to provide dinner and earn our keep here. So no harm was intended.
Okay. So, all right.
Glorious net, though. We caught a lot of fish.
Yeah, this is my husband used to bring.
Are we
Used to bring back in. He always, he provided for me, and he built me this house, and he was a strong, very virile man.
I'm sure he was, but it's a shame that his net is going to waste out back.
really?
While you're in need here in the house, needing that fish.
You can use his income. Help you.
Yeah, it's. I have to think about that.
All right, I think that's fair, and I'm going to. Doug, I've got this herbs that's awfully nice smelling herbs.
I'll
Mint
go make some
I
tea.
do like the smell of mint. Yes.
Yeah, it is a nice smell.
I'll go make some nice mint chicory.
Hey, I dropped out for a second. Is she by herself?
No, she's in the kitchen or in the dining hall with us all.
Yeah, but
What
Vanu is
about
not.
the suitor or whatever we're calling him?
He's not there.
She's not there.
And he doesn't like the smell of fish.
I'm
Which
gonna
means
say
we serve fish daily.
yeah. I'm gonna say a blessing, and I'm gonna pray and cast detect poison and disease on her, and see if she's been poisoned. At the same time,
No, she's not been poisoned.
Okay, I just know if she's been drugged. Maybe shows up as a poison.
No.
Okay.
All right. So you have a relatively calm dinner, a nice, cordial conversation, and so at the end of dinner, it says, "That was a very delicious dinner." It says, "I'm just so full now. I think I'm."
How about you go for a walk with me and walk off some of that dinner? You've been inside all day.
She says, "Well, where are we gonna? Well, okay, we can. We can take a little bit of a walk, I guess." So
Oh, good idea. Come on. You guys do dishes this time.
Okay.
Doug is already doing the dishes. He's
Okay. So she's.
So I link arms with her and we walk out the door. I don't know, is anybody going to come with us as a guard, I'm hoping?
Dan.
Okay. So you walk out, and it's like I said, it's dusk, and so she says it's always so nice because you're facing the west, so the sun would be setting in the west, and you see the sun out on the ocean, just coming down and setting on the area. This is such a nice time of day when you can see the setting sun.
Oh, it is beautiful. I can see why you decided to build your house here with this view. I couldn't imagine anything more beautiful to wake up to and go to sleep to.
Yes, this is, but it also is a little bit sad because my husband sailed off and he never returned.
Well, that's not to say he won't return. He could be gathering massive riches for you, or you just don't know.
Yeah, well, that's
Never give
I
up
thought
hope.
that for a while, but it's been so long.
Aw, well,
No,
surely maybe we can cheer you, and maybe whatever his Venu, he can cheer you. And how long has he been here?
she says, "Oh, he's been." Says, "I don't know. It's the day just when Venu's here, the days just fly by, and it's just so. He isn't he such a wonderful man?
Oh, I think he's something, all right. And now you don't know how long he's been
I don't.
here.
It says, like I said, the day. It says, has it been a month or two? She starts to think. Yeah. How long has he been here? And she goes,
Well, maybe your
maybe,
husband hasn't been gone as long as you think.
maybe. She starts thinking, wow, has he been here a year or two?
My goodness, that's an awfully long time. Where does he go off to?
Oh, I really don't know. I mean, he just comes in and it was so lonely here, and he's such a good conversationalist, and it
Good
cheered
with
me
his
up
tongue, is
some.
he?
What?
I said good with his tongue, is he?
And she ribs you, and she turns a bit red, and
And I'm gonna smile and keep tugging her along to walk away, maybe even down to the water's edge if she'll go that far.
okay, she says, yeah, it's down to the river's edge, and says, yeah, he's been here, I guess, quite a while now. Yeah, yeah.
Nice to have a man around. We're just curious because he does seem to disappear, and he's been kind of standoffish. We haven't been able to get to know him as well as we'd like.
Well, it was maybe a little standoffish at first with me, but this is we
Oh,
get
good.
along really well now.
I'm glad to hear that. Now, do you remember you said you had you wanted us to go to town and get some supplies for you? You still want us to do that?
Oh yeah, it's just just a few things. I mean, um, it's just I need some. It's just we're relatively self-sufficient here, but I could use a few needles because you just can't. It's just so hard with the needles after a while the bone needles get so dull, and I try and sharpen them, but a couple of them over the years have broken, and just keeping track of some of things like that, and a few other some of the. It's always nice to have a few other spices in the home. Uh,
Oh, yes. Well,
you
listen,
know,
if you want to make us up a list, can she be right?
sure, she says
Okay.
I can do that because it would be, it'd be so useful. Venu doesn't like to go to town. He just doesn't. He's been, and we really haven't needed. And she whispers and says, I really don't need to fix my clothing that much because, well, I don't wear it that much anymore. Sort of
I'm going to
giggles.
giggle, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll giggle with her and I'll go, oh, well, you know, elves really, we're not fond of clothing either. And and most of us are elves. So if you want to go natural, we are okay with that. Don't feel embarrassed about us.
She said, no.
Sorry.
No.
Keep your clothes on.
And
Keep
I
your
just
clothes-
keep giggling with her and
Okay,
laughing
so
as
she's-
ladies do.
Laughing and giggling as that. And she says, but we probably, says, look around it, it is, we probably should be heading back to the house. I mean, I don't like to get too far away.
I understand. I'm going to look back at Dan and go, I guess we're heading back now.
So you head back to the home, back to her home, and she goes. You get to the home, and she goes in. And so, what does the party do? When
we go in, well, try and steer her upstairs is my goal, but I know she's going to turn for the death. I'm going to ask her if she would like to come upstairs and show me something about my window. I'm going to make up something, trying quickly to think up something as I'm going up.
I'm still a little tired. I'm just going to go back to my bedroom. We'll do that in the morning.
Have any of the rest of us seen that chicken vindaloo, like, while they were talking?
Say the chicken vindaloo. What was that?
Have any of us seen that Vanish guy, like, while she was out talking?
Chicken vindaloo.
That's awesome.
Vanu. Chicken vindaloo.
He has a new name. He's called Chicken Vindaloo.
Okay.
Hey, I smell cookies. Would you like to go get some cookies? I bet Doug would just love it if you'd have some of his cookies.
And she says, "Oh, I'm still full from dinner."
Just one cookie.
Come on, even a cookie, just one. It's got to be tasty. Doug, can we have a cookie and maybe a cup of tea? Please?
So
That's what we're there for.
I'm going to wrap my arms around her kind of like
okay,
come on, let's go.
So she says,
drunk the tea.
drink the tea. So let's see.
We'll eat that in the kitchen because they're probably, are they still warm? We've been gone a long time on our walk.
Okay, so she's so she sits there and you
good cookies.
We've got cookies.
Okay, got cookies.
Yes. Good cookies. Who are you again?
So,
the dark side.
She's sitting there. It's now, it's dark out. So, at this time, you hear an ominous droning sound of some sort of it's almost like a musical instrument.
Yeah.
Can we sense where it's coming from? Is it inside the house, outside the house?
Coming from the direction of the sea, and
is there a window in the kitchen, and does the kitchen face the sea?
No, the kitchen faces away from the sea. But what happens is that
built this house.
Well, no, the kitchen would be away from the sea, and the living room and such would be facing the sea, so you'd have the view, right?
Well, I know that's how most people would do it, but
So Ranelle, when she hears that, Ranella, she drops the cookie and the tea, and she turns deathly white, and she goes, "Oh no!"
Cliffhanger.
Grab her arm. Is it okay? I'm gonna hold her arm because I'm gonna be right there.
It's just they're coming. They're coming.
Okay.
Who's
Can
coming?
we greet them for you?
And she whispers, "Shogun."
Okay.
I was thinking this.
Quick, somebody run up to that Widow's Peak and then Widow's Walk and take a look and see what's going on. Run out to the front window, somebody.
Dan will with his bow in hand.
I'll run out there too.
Okay, I'm going to stay with Ronalda, because you guys always want me to stay in the back anyway, so I'm going to do something useful. I'm going to stay with her, and I'm going to just hold her hand and hold her arm, whatever I can do to help calm her, if she'll stay there. If she starts running, I'm going to run with her.
Okay, so she's going to run. She wants to run back to her bedroom.
Okay. I'm going to go right with her. I'm going to run with her. And I'm going to be telling her, don't worry. It's okay. We're here now. We can help take care of this for you.
Okay, so you go with her. I'll describe. She goes back to her bedroom, and so Krista goes with goes back with her to the bedroom, and so you've got who's going up to the Widow's Peak? I mean the Widow's Walk, or where's everybody else going?
Live is Dan and me.
Xanatar's going to post up inside of the house near a door where I can peer out to see what's coming.
Same with Doug. With
So
Xanatar.
Dan and St. John
Yes.
are on the Widow's Walk.
Be careful.
Are on the Widow's Walk.
That's only got like a 2-foot parapet where you fall over it. So be darn careful. It'll give you shelter if you duck down behind it, though, if you need to.
Okay, so
Hey Dan.
I don't think either of you guys have anything to worry about on the Widow's Walk because you're both unmarried.
okay. So it's Dan and Doug are up on the Widow's Walk, right?
No,
Yep.
No.
No.
Dan and
Dan
Sage.
and St. John.
Dan and Sejan.
Dan and Sejan. Dan and Sejan. Okay. So, all right. Dan is up on the Widow's Walk, and okay, let's roll initiative.
Everybody, or just those up on the Widow's Walk?
Them's fighting words.
They are. They always seem to be, anyway.
Yes. I got a 5.
11.
I got another 22 overall.
I got a 16.
So, okay, so Michael got a 16, and what was 22 was for Dan?
Correct.
And then we need and Krista? Give me
13.
13. Okay. So, Dan has got has the initiative. So Dan was up on the Widow's Walk. So you see some Chogan coming up with their they've got spears and so what do you do?
How far away
I'm
are
gonna-
they?
Yeah, how far away are they?
Well, they're coming up. They're coming up from the beach, and so they would be. You see them just at coming out of the darkness, maybe 60 feet.
Alright then, I'm going to use I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on the closest one,
Okay.
which gives me an extra 1d6 damage.
Okay.
So I'm going to use my longbow on that one that I marked.
Okay.
I got 19.
It's a hit.
Alright. I got 13 damage.
13 damage?
Yep.
Okay.
1d8 plus 4
Okay.
is normal, and then it's the extra d6.
Okay, so you killed him.
One shot
Nice.
kill.
Then,
All right.
First
Then I
blood.
can use a bonus action to transfer it to the next closest one.
okay.
So, and that completes my turn.
Okay. So that's the end of your turn, or that was the end of your turn, right? Is what you said?
Hello.
Yes.
Okay. So then it's to John.
All right. I'll shoot a sacred flame at one of them.
Okay.
These are evil creatures, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're evil. Okay, I'm good with that. I'm trying to remember. I need that roll. I think that's a. Oh, okay. They get a saving throw. I don't have to roll to hit with that. I think it's they have to beat a 13 DC
Okay.
for saving throw. It's radiant damage.
Okay. So
And I rolled a 7 damage. So
okay. So it's how many is the effect?
dex save 13 DC for half.
Okay, but how many does it affect? Just one?
Just one. Radiant damage on one.
Okay, so he saves. So half of that 7, so it'd be 4.
Sure.
Okay. So now it's their turn. So they will charge. Since they're 16, they come up. They will come up and since the ones okay. So now that was John. Now where is Sir John at?
Next to Dan.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the two of you are up on the outside. So they will each throw a spear. So the first one is okay. The first one would be a.
They would have a -2 to something or other, wouldn't they?
To hit. Okay.
Well, something
60
because they got such high feet to go.
Okay, so they close, but they're still so they'd be the -2 at long range. So okay, so the first one rolls a 14. We'll do that one on Dan.
Fail.
Okay, and the second one rolls a 17 on Sir John.
He got me.
Got you. Okay.
That's my AC. That's my shield. 17.
For 7.
Ah.
Okay. Then it is Krista's turn. Now, okay.
Hearing the noise up on the thing, she's scared. She's running.
Okay.
Does she let me in her room?
Yes. So you come into the room. The thing you do notice that the door to the room is a bit thicker than you would normally on a normal room. The room has, shall we say, some unusual features. Yeah, we'll leave it there.
Okay, because we're in a rush, I'm going to just quickly look at everything and judge nothing. I'm going to We're gonna go in. I'm gonna kick
And
the
she
door
would-
closed behind me, and I'm gonna ask you because I need to know this. Does that window face out onto the ocean? Did they put the frickin' bedroom in the right spot?
Yes, it faces out to the ocean, but what happens is that you notice that the window is actually barred, and what happens is she runs over and closes the inside
Shutters.
Shutters.
and bars them. So, and
Okay.
you notice that's there, and then she runs over to the window on the other wall and does the same, so that it's barred. Then she crawls under the bed.
Okay, I'm going to kind of go with her under the bed. I'm not going to actually go under the bed. I'm going to kind of sit near the end, at the edge of the bed, lift the. I'm sure there's volumes of bed skirts on this. I'm going to lift it up and I'm going to go. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And hopefully she's not crawling away under an escape hatch.
No.
But if she is, I'll be going with her. But yeah, no, because I think that's our duty right now is to protect this lady. And those guys are doing good, and they don't want me out there anyway. And I will fire zaps at anything that comes in the room. So I'm going to stay where I am, protect this lady, and try and talk her off the precipice she's standing on in fear.
Find out who these people are and why they're here and how often.
Those kind of things. Asking her and just staying there to protect her. And when I kick the door closed, or she's under there, and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to go over to the door and I'm going to throw something against it if I can.
Okay, yeah. And, well, she also closed the door and barred it, so it's got a bar. So it's Doug.
Doug takes a shot with his longbow at the closest one.
Okay.
Charging. I've got a 7.
Okay, so you miss. Okay, and then it's Xanatar.
Try wiping my hands off. Maybe they're too greasy.
Noah, you're muted. Noah. Oh,
Yeah,
there.
sorry, it took me a second. There we go. All right, I would like to cast Entangle on them.
Okay.
How many are there?
Well, there's 2 alive.
Well, if there's 2 alive, then I would instead, if possible, like to thunder wave them.
Okay.
So I have to be close enough to get them into a 15-foot cube.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so they have to make a Constitution saving throw
Okay.
with a DC 16.
Bring the thunder.
So both fail.
Sweet. All right, so that's 2d8 apiece. Where the hell did all my dice go? It'll take me just a second as I dig out 2d8 from my dice bag.
Okay.
There we go. All right, that's a 5 and a 3 for 8. So they both take 8 thunder damage and are pushed 10 feet away from me.
So one died, one's alive. Okay. So, okay, that's Xanatar. Dan?
I'm gonna aim for the final one with my longbow.
Okay.
I guess we're going to assume that he's the one with my hunter's mark.
No, the one with your hunter mark is dead.
Oh, then I get a bonus action to transfer it to this one. Because if one dies
Okay.
and that spell is on it, I get an automatic bonus action to transfer it over to a live one.
Okay.
16 to hit.
It's a hit.
All right. 10. 16 damage.
Okay. Dead. Okay. So at that point, in response to the thunder, you hear. You hear more of the conch shell the conch shell that you heard at the start of this. You heard more of them sort of in response, and that's where we'll end the adventure.
Yeah, with me giving Xanatar a dirty look. Like, every time you use that move, something worse comes along.
Okay, am I still in the bedroom with Renalta?
Retreat.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
I yell retreat.
I don't have to retreat. I've retreated. You guys have to knock and give the special signal. Otherwise, I ain't opening the door for you.
There's always the root cellar.
That's right.
There is. Has pickles in it. Keep you going for a while.
So what we'll do for experience is because well, let's just do 100 because you're still trying to figure things out. So let me get. I will update that, and we'll figure out who's. So we've got.
Hey, Michael, what kind of armor are you wearing?
I'm wearing leather, I believe. Heavy leather.
Oh.
So Dan goes up a level.
Ooh.
Because Dan is now 3rd level. Doug is 2nd level.
Heh, thank you.
Chris-
I gained the Beastmaster, so I get a Beast Companion.
Okay, so Krista has a 1,120, and so John has got 650, and Benatar has 1,120. So
How many does Doug have altogether?
Doug has a total of 350 in his 2nd level. Okay, I'm going to stop the broadcast.
Alright, yeah.